Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by today on a beautiful Saturday morning here in San Carlos City, Negros Occidental, somewhere in the middle of the Philippines. It started raining, so I said, let me stop underneath this tree and do my vlog as we watch the life go by, the world go by.
Morning.
Good morning, man. Buntag. You know, the main cultural difference that foreigners have in their relationship with Filipino women is the subject of money. Or I should say the managing of money. It's not food. You know, there's only so many ways you can cook fish, chicken, pork, and beef. It's not sex. Because most of us, when we come over here, our bark is really worse than our bite. It's not religion or language. I mean, these things are important. Don't get me wrong. They all play a part, but not to the extent that money and the managing of money does. The dollar to peso relationship is the cause of more hurt feelings, disagreements, breakups than all the others combined. Let's just be honest, ladies and gentlemen. This is a subject that we could talk about every single day. Somebody has to take control of that budget in the house. Otherwise, it's going to take off and you'll never be able to stop it. And you say, well, Calvin, why do you think that's the case? Well, here's just some of the examples I'm going to use to make my point. Now remember, I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm not placing the blame anywhere because two people in a relationship. I just want to talk about the subject of money and how it plays into culture over here. But the first thing that pops up is, whose money is it? See, when you have a Filipino wife or a living partner, they feel that your money is, quote, unquote, our money. See, it doesn't matter that you earned it before you ever met her. It never even comes into play. Now it's our money, and they're going to have a say-so in how it's spent. I made a lot of mistakes over here in relationships because I'm thinking, well, this is her country. She probably can manage that money a whole lot better than me. Boy, was I wrong. And then the next thing that comes to mind is, after whose money is it, it's usually how much money is it? And see, this is the door that once you open this door, excuse me, you can't close it. There's no turning back. And no matter what the figure is, it's far more than what she's used to having. She has what psychologists call peculiar mental twist. And now she forgets what life was like before you met her. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a real life situation. It happens every day over here. Then it goes into, now that we have money. See, the shift in our thinking is firmly set. It's firmly set in. And she begins to make plans for our money. The jeepney's no longer good enough to get her back and forth to work, to school, to the grocery, or whatever. Neither is the pedicab or the tricycle. The Okay store is not good enough anymore for her clothes. The carinderia that she used to eat in lunch and sometimes dinner is beneath her now. And this is before she ever spends 1 peso. I remember my buddy John was telling me, he's like, when he was dealing with his girlfriend, she wouldn't ride in pedicabs anymore. He said, Calvin, I don't know what happened. I said, well, you spoiled her, John. Now, pedicabs was beneath her. And she comes from a place where the pedicab was the only form of transportation. Remember, I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just letting you know what happens over here. Okay, now comes the spending phase. That comes after everything else. Her spending accelerates. Her spending habits change now, okay? She now has access to a never-ending supply of money. That's what she thinks. It's in her mind at least, okay? She went from earning 10,000 pesos per month to now she's handling anywhere from 100,000 to 150,000 pesos per month. That's a lot of money. That's like taking your income you're earning now and jacking it up 10 times. Or 15 times. Going to the grocery store and to the market over here used to be like a once a week occurrence. And now it's every day. You know, Aircon runs 24 hours now. She went from not having an Aircon to running the Aircon 24 hours a day. Online shopping becomes almost a habit. See, the concept of the peso is lost on her now. It's war. Because she doesn't have to earn the money, so she has no respect for it. The word expensive, which is overused over here, is thrown out the window. Every time I used to go somewhere with a woman I was dealing with over here and want to buy something, oh, it's too expensive. No matter what the price was. But now, that's no longer part of the vocabulary. She's adding things to the budget that was never there before. Listerine, wheat bread, cereal and milk and fresh milk, chicken thighs. Listen to me, chicken thighs, that's the equivalent of eating high on the hog. You know, I'm talking about the women I'm dealing with, see. And then at the end of the month, your budget's blown up. You know. But you chalk it up, you say, well, she's not used to having this type of money. It's, you know, it's a new experience she'll get used to. Well, you're kind of right and then you're kind of wrong. She's not used to dealing with this kind of money, but it doesn't get better because 6 months down the road, it gets worse and the wheels are falling off. 1,000 peso bills start flying out of your house like you're printing them in the CR. You know, this is a problem. It's a big problem, but there is a solution. There is a solution. Because once you see the spending habits getting out of hand, because it's going to happen pretty quick, just sit her down and have a talk with her. Because remember, money means something totally different to you than it does to her, and certainly the managing of money, because most of the money that she spends is gone. Good morning. So it's really not a budget. When she gets her paycheck, it's already gone, it's already spent. So there's no concept of savings. She doesn't realize how important that is. This is your job. You have to let her know that, hey, if we put up a nest egg, we put something to the side that's going to give us peace of mind, number one. But number two, just in case an opportunity comes our way, we'll be able to take advantage of it. Or an emergency or whatever it is, we have to let them know how important saving money is. You can't just spend it because they think it's like you turned on a faucet. It's just flowing. Spending habits gone crazy, man. And see, here's where the hurt feelings come, because a lot of the women we deal with are sensitive, you know. And they'll feel like, oh, you're hurting their feelings, and you're afraid to do that. But let me warn you that you didn't come 8,000 miles to walk on eggshells, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do it. Sometimes you got to be a man or the woman of the house. Somebody's got to control that money. It's going to get out of hand. You're never going to be able to control it then. This is the whole point of the video today. Money is the biggest cultural difference over here, guys. It's not sex. A lot of you guys, me included, your bark is worse than your damn bite. You're not going to do anything this woman isn't prepared for or can't handle. Food, there's only so much you can do with fish, chicken, pork, and beef. Let's face it, language is no problem. Religion is no problem. It's money. And at some point, it's going to rear its ugly head. You got to get in front of that. You may try putting on an allowance. That may work. But I would give her enough room in that balance. So if she's used to earning $10,000, hell, give her $20,000 if you can afford it. But remember, that includes everything. Once you spend that, then you're on your own. You got to put your foot down, ladies and gentlemen. No more pussyfooting around over here. You can't be afraid to have these type of discussions, these type of disagreements. And then eventually she'll come around to seeing your way, because when the money's gone, it's gone. And sometimes I think, and this is not all the time, but just sometimes, I think that I've done more harm than good by coming over here and messing with their life. Because if something happens and it doesn't work out, what's she going to do? See, her life is never going to be the same for dealing with me. She's accumulated all these habits. Now it's like a big monster. It's going to come back to bite her. So I'd rather hurt her feelings right now than to destroy her later on. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. Again, if you're in America, it's getting late. Before you let your head hit the pillow, please find somebody to help. But if you don't want them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, just getting off second shift, or you're on your lunch break, you see somebody out in the street or wherever you see them, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars. If you're in the Philippines, it's early on a beautiful Saturday morning. We didn't do our spin wheel last night, and I'm going to tell you why. Because remember, the only rule I've got is that you can only win one time. And because we're having our big drawing next week, the Christmas to Remember giveaway, 10 of our lucky Filipino subscribers are going to win 5,000 pesos each. I didn't want to disqualify anybody last night. I want to give everybody left on that wheel an opportunity to win that money. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all so much for all your support.